Yo, what's going on, Cowboys fans? It's your boy Foots here. Man, we gotta breathe. It's tough. I found myself going back to that game, watching film, just as a football mind, just thinking like, hey, coulda, woulda, shoulda, but we didn't, and we're here now. And I have a philosophy with how I think that this team should build through the draft, because we know with all the free agents that we have. I'm not even going to get into it. My head is spinning just thinking about guys that we have to retain. We know the one thing that this team can do, if it's not win big games, and the track record, they haven't won big games. We have to be real. And they still have time with some of their core pieces to hopefully get over that point. But as we stand on January 21st, or whatever day it is, I don't even know. I lose track of the days. We have not built... we have not been able to get over the hump when it comes to these big games, and it just is what it is. But this team can build through the draft. They've shown that their track record, they've been able to do such. And so my philosophy is, one, I don't know what's going to happen with the receivers, Gallup, Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. I don't know what's going to happen with any of these skill guys. But I do know this quarterback needs a clean pocket. This quarterback needs an upgraded offensive line. This quarterback needs a solid run game. And so I'm going to be standing up on the table and going to war for, we got to get better up front, and we now have to build this team around this defense, which we don't even know who's going to be the coordinator next year, but we do know that the blueprint has kind of been set for how we do want to play defense. We have two studs on the defensive side of the ball, and Trevon Diggs and Michael Parsons, two young studs, and then we have a bunch of really good young role players. So for me, needs-wise, I think that you could draft any position on the defense and offensive line, and I'd be okay with it. I know a lot of people are going crazy for, I've heard Jordan Davis' name so much. I've seen a lot of film of his, and I'm just like, okay, it could be better. I'm not going to fall for that draft trap. But then for the last 3 days, I've just been watching guards and linebackers. And in the range that we're talking, I see some guys that I would take over him for what this team needs. So that's just an example of this draft cycle, how I really want to attack things. I'm not going to attack Dak any more or any less. I'm going to continue to say that he needs things to be clean, because the truth is, most quarterbacks need that. Now, if we get to this point, we draft these guys and he still can't do it, then you're having another conversation, and that's just the truth. But I'm not going to pile on, because that's just not my steez. That's not my style. I'm always about moving forward. And the truth is, this team has done an excellent job of drafting and building through the draft and bringing in sneaky free agent sneaky free agent pieces, more or less, like a Curse. Kazee gave you great minutes this year. He was your starter. He gave you great value this year. Malik Hooker. So, while our safety issue may be answered, really, depending on if you're able to bring some of these guys back, and that was a question that I needed answered, and we got an answer. So that's kind of like my philosophy in a nutshell. Interior, man, because we have to be realistic. Tyler Biadasz, he kind of sucked this year, and Connor Williams, over his body of work is just not good. He's not strong. His hand placement is all over the place, and he's a walking penalty. At least if you're going to be a walking penalty like Tyron is in year 12 or however long Tyron's been in the league, at least you need to be a good blocker. And Connor Williams, he's just not. He's not strong. He's not physical enough. And I know that Connor McGovern got his shot and didn't do great, but putting another guy in there who's not great either, and and Williams, it's like two wrongs don't make a right, because Williams wasn't great. He's not physical. And so that brings me to my first pick in this 2-round mock draft. And this exercise is really just to get you guys familiar with players who fit what I think Dallas should be doing, because moving forward, I think you need to get back to a true running game and having Dak throw the ball under 30 times a game and focusing on making and giving compliments to Micah Parsons, because the truth is Micah Parsons is the best player on your team. Not on your defense, on your team. So, without further ado, I want to get to the first pick of this 2-round mock draft. All right, guys, I went Boston College guard Zion Johnson. And I know people are really high on Kenyon Green, and I might give us, I obviously do. We have to all become really offensive line and guard and tackle lovers, because the truth is that's where this team is lacking, and that's what this team is going to need. And so as I'm watching these guards, you look at a guy like Zion Johnson. I got my notes here, guys. I watched the Clemson game. I watched the Mizzou game. Play strength is really A1. It's fantastic. Physical at the point. You're thinking about a guy who came from, he just understands leverage coming from, a triple option scheme. So he played some tackle early on in his career, and then he kicks inside the guard because he wasn't really athletic enough to handle tackle, but he had enough athleticism to be able to pin, pull, leverage, and the biggest thing is he moves people. Like, you cut the tape on, man, he can really get after it. His feet never stop moving on contact. His pad level is great, okay? These are things that we struggled with Connor Williams over his tenure. He never got stronger. This guy is finishing blocks. He's nasty. Your guard can't be nice. I think that Connor at Texas, he plays so much tackle. I always thought that he actually had really good feet. I thought that Dallas would end up making him a tackle. They didn't, and just kicking him inside, he just wasn't gritty enough. It's not in his makeup to play guard. This guy has it, and coming from that scheme, a triple option scheme, that power downhill scheme, he's gonna come in day one and be a better run blocker than Connor Williams ever was. The one issue that he has is his eyes get kind of messed up when you talk about stunts. But I've seen him. It's on film. You guys can go watch it for yourself. They have the whole cut up, the O-line versus the D-line, especially in the Clemson game. He climbs second level, man. He'll go get up on those backers, on those smaller on those run stopping safeties. He'll climb second level. He just has issues with stunts. But I think that's something that you can coach out of him. I really like the player, guys. Get familiar with Zion Johnson, 6'3", 315. I want my guys built like a mini fridge, and that's how he's built. He's low to the ground, and his pad level is really good, and he always stays square. His hips aren't all over the place. He's always staying square. When he pins, when he pulls, when he reaches, it looks the same. So Zion Johnson, guys, it may not be a name that's familiar to everybody, but I'm telling you, as the draft cycle goes on, I think that you guys will really like this player. And to be honest, we need somebody in the middle of our offensive line that can construct that offensive line. I like this player a lot. In the second round, guys, I went Christian Harris here. Okay, linebacker, Alabama. And people say, well, you got Jabril Cox. You don't you think you can get a linebacker later in the draft? You can. But here's my thinking with backer. Okay, and the GA tape, the Georgia tape, championship, man, like first round pick if you watch that tape. But there's some tape. The first Georgia game was okay. There's some other tape, and I actually have some more games his to get to, but. He's not Nakobe. Nakobe Dean probably has the best tape, but I like Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd is my favorite backer in this draft, but Dean is going to be the guy that everybody loves. But Lloyd is like a poor man's Joker for me. So we'll see what happens. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, if you guys, that I just call him Joker. He had a great season for the Browns this year. But the point is that I really think that Dallas found something in Micah Parsons by letting him do everything. Let him do everything. Don't handicap him. Let him play off ball sometimes. Let him rush. This defense is yours, Micah. You have the ability to beat Ray Lewis. Do whatever you want, dog, because you're that good and you work that hard and you earned it as a rookie. It's yours. Let's get guys around him. Let's get him. This is Micah's Klay Thompson. Okay? You got Steph. This is his Klay Thompson, guys. Let's get guys around him that just complement his game. You had Christian Harris, 2019 SEC All Freshman, 80 tackles this year. Flies around, guys. Flies around. Okay? Great instincts. The one thing that I love about this guy is when guards and tackles try to get him, boom, punch, stick, shed his eyes. I'm telling you, man. The only issue that I really have with him is at times in space he could break down a little bit better. But he sees it, he goes. Rarely is he fooled. He's coming from that Nick Saban tree, and we know that Will Clay, he doesn't want these small school guys anymore. So I kind of was looking at Chad Muma, and I may give us Chad Muma in one of these drafts or one of these profiles. But for this 2-round, guys, I went Zion Johnson, and I went Christian Harris, Alabama backer, BC guard. You guys let me know what you think. This is early. This is the first one. This is January 21st. Okay? No Senior Bowl, no combine, no none of that. This is his foots. Straight off a playoff loss, giving you guys my thoughts on these players, and I really like them, man. I'm telling you, when I watched Christian Harris, I said, man, you plug him in the middle of that defense, okay, Jabril Cox on the outside, because you are going to lose. I highly doubt that you're bringing Keanu Neal back, okay, and he really didn't play that good. And then Leighton Vander Esch was so down, so up, and the reason why I said that, because he actually played really good in the playoff game. He did. But are you going to keep Leighton Vander Esch for that? So you double down to the position, and you make this position group great, and you make your defense great. With Micah and Christian running around, no worries on that defense, homie. With that D-line, the way you draft, and the way you're able to get late round steals and all that, and the cornerback position will work itself out. Boss man Fat coming to his own. Anthony Brown hopefully off the field. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but I know that these corners will eventually develop as they should. But this guy's a plug-and-play player right now. Right now. You guys let me know what you think. This is a Cowboys 2-round mock. I'm actually going to do my first NFL mock probably in the next week. I still have a lot of tape to catch up on. I've been so immersed in travel and Cowboy stuff and the whole nine. So let me know what you guys think. It's your boy Foots as always. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Peace.